actually think one
Dishes,
person.
sex, those are two okay.
Hey, my husband doing the dishes is foreplay. I gotta tell you.
That's right. Yes. You do the dishes, guess what
That's
you get
right,
later.
that's right. So can one person change a relationship for the better, or does it really take both people to make it happen?
If you broke it, you can probably fix it. That's one thing. So one person really can change it. Depends on the issue, actually. But the second piece of that is, okay, let's just say your partner has an issue that you didn't cause, like an addiction or something like that. You should never underestimate the power of loving and caring for somebody and restoring them to health and fullness. I mean, I just think research is so clear about a loving relationship and how it can heal. So I think that one person can't fix everything, but secondly, I think that you really can, the interaction between two people can overcome many, many obstacles.
I'd have to maybe disagree just a tiny bit, but you also touched on that, Pat, I have to say honestly, because to me this kind of breaks into 2 points. Okay, if we're talking about putting down the toilet lid, we're talking about the lid on the toothpaste or something minor, yes, you can let that go. I could start a list of things I'd like to let my husband have to let go too, but I won't get into that. I think it's just a minor thing. If you can make that choice to let that go, one person can fix that piece of the relationship. But when you get into the most serious issues, like you're talking about abuse or addiction, and someone say abusing you, I still think that person has to buy in. You alone, if you're, let's just say, the victim in this type of abusive relationship, cannot fix that unless your abuser is willing to really look at their part, take it very seriously, go into very diligent counseling, and take all the steps necessary to let's just say, fix that.
And I kind of, in a way, think you might be saying the same thing, because
I think we
what
are.
I'm about to say is that when you have two people in an equation, if one person changes in that equation, it's going to automatically affect the relationship. One way or the other, be it good, bad, positive, negative, it's going to be affected in some way. So I say, if you don't like the situation you're in, if you don't like the relationship, the way things are going, then you work on you. Again, it's an inside job. If I work on me, something's going to change about this relationship. It might not be going on any longer, it might not last, but it's going to change in some way.
I totally agree with you, Barbara, because I feel like if we change, it's changing the playing field. And I think that it's like pressing the easy button for us, not necessarily for our partner, because they might not follow us. They might not want to play on our team anymore. But then at least something's changed. We have improved our lives.
I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions about relationships to believe that every issue is a relationship issue. I believe there are personal issues. You've got your issues, I've got my issues, we've got our issues.
Yep.
And there are issues that I don't cause you to shop too much. You don't cause me to watch porn. Whatever it is, I do believe there are intra as well as interpersonal issues.
I love that you bring that out, because I think that when people can accept that they have that issue within themselves that maybe they need to work on, that's where a relationship, if it's sort of parallel and, I don't cause you to watch the porn like you said, or I don't cause you to overshop, can be fixed. But then again, that person who maybe has that addictive personality has to be willing to take a look at that. One of the things I try to talk about is, let's just say you're in a relationship, and I kind of do my 80-20. I think an 80-20, 80 good, 20 got to work on, challenging is a pretty good thing. You can be real happy in a relationship like that. So say instead that you're at a 60-40. Can that person that's working on whatever's their ailment, maybe their addiction or whatever, say they improve 20%, is that enough for you to still stay in that relationship? Because somewhere I've read or just have this innate sense that, no matter how hard you work at things, sometimes you're not going to get to 100%. None of us are. We're always going to have those things that we're going to need to work a little harder at.
It's good enough.
But it's good enough. But it's still good enough.
Yes.
It doesn't
It's
have to
good
be
enough.
100%.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes we talk about these things when we're really looking at like divorce or breaking up, right? But what about those little painful issues in your marriage? Like, he never does the dishes, or she never initiates sex, or whatever it might be. For those things, I actually think one
Dishes,
person.
sex, those are two okay.
Hey, my husband doing the dishes is foreplay. I gotta tell you.
Yes.
I hope you're watching.
Yes. You do the dishes, guess what?
That's
You get
right.
my
That's
answer.
right. Am I blushing? But my point in saying that is, I feel like there are ways that one person really can change the landscape. Like if I want something to change in my marriage, I know how to motivate my husband. I know what makes him feel generous. I know what makes him feel demonstrative. All I have to do is change me, and he comes, forward towards me. But if it's something other than that, a normal relationship conflict, stress, things that happen every day, doesn't take both people. One person has the ability to make it bad, and one person has the ability to make it better. And that's what people watching should really pay attention to. So if your relationship is in challenging times right now, you can affect it. You just have to start.